if there's an Elliot here at the very least.
I was in no shape to play that.
I had it on the calendar.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, so I made the mistake. It was okay.
As long as only one of us makes a mistake. If we both make a mistake, then we're leaving her high and dry.
Oh yeah.
Only one mistake per time.
No, if we both make a mistake, then it's all me to come here.
Sure, sure.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Okay. Are we on, Andrew? Lauren, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So it's really great being here together. I know last week was really special. We observed Shavuot. And for those who were here, we know we had a wedding couple, and that added to our enjoyment. And I'm glad we're back again for Shabbat, the opportunity to be together, to take a few deep breaths, relax a bit. So tonight we have Elliot with us, leading us in music. Even though Aviv is here, he's going to be a congregant tonight. So Elliot's doing music. And we have Lori on streaming. So for those who are online, glad you are with us. So we have a couple of faces that I'm not sure everybody knows who each other is. So we're going to pass the mic, and I'll go first. Why don't we say, what's one thing that we like about Shabbat? Let's say her name. And then, like, something that we like about Shabbat, or special, or what brought you here tonight? You know, something like that, okay? No wrong answers. Okay, so I am Rabbi Chotner, proud to be the rabbi of Temple Shalom. And one of the things that I love about Shabbat is it gives me a little bit more time with my family, which I cherish. We're going to go this way. Elliot, do you want to participate?
Can I go last?
Oh,
I guess you're going backwards.
okay.
Hello, my name is Steven. Something that I love about Shabbat is enjoying all the music. So.
I'm John Saletto, and I like this. I like being...
Testing, one. You just have to put it closer.
Okay, how's that? Better?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I like this. I like being at Temple. I like being with my friends and praying and singing, and I enjoy it.
Glad you're here, John.
I'm Aviv Naamani, and tonight I'm enjoying being a congregant, but the thing I really like about Shabbat is after coming to services, going home and just unwinding.
I'm Andrea Coven, and I enjoy the singing.
I'm Steve Coven. Thing I like about it is it's a time of rest.
I'm David Kirsch. I don't really observe Shabbat particularly, but I'm thinking maybe it's time after 71 years of doing whatever the heck I want. But I like the idea of it, of there being a time, and I really like the fact that the greeting is just Shabbat Shalom, peace, just peace.
I'm Laurie Kaplan, and I'm here for the grape juice.
Okay, Elliot.
And I'm Elliot, and my favorite thing about Shabbat is the music, of course, and especially hearing the congregation sing it back to me, because I don't get to hear you all when I'm in the practice room.
Well, thank you, Elliot. We're glad you're here. So speaking of music, we are going to continue on page 10 with the singing of Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom, which literally is how beautiful is this day, and we wish each other a Shabbat of peace.
Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Elliot. We're going to continue on page 3 as Andrea, our Bema guest, reads one of the selection and then lights the candles. The candle blessing is on page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'had l'ner, l'hadlik ner shal Shabbat.
Thank you, Andrea. We are going to continue together on page 6 as we read in English. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. We're going to continue on page 10 with the singing of Hinei Matov, how good it is when we join together as brothers and sisters.
Hinei matov טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
We are going to continue on page 28 as we open the ark and rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam vahed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam vahed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv, Aravim, our blessing for creation, and we will join together in Hebrew. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, bore yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai hama'ariv aravim. On page 32, we come to Ahavat Olam, which means eternal love. And our tradition teaches that when God gave us the Torah, it was given to us as a gift out of love. We're going to join together with Elliot, page 32.
Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael Amcha Havta Amcha Havta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu uvkumenu no נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
We continue with Shema Yisrael, the watchword of our faith, rising either physically or in spirit, as we continue on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated as we continue together on page 36 with the chanting of Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue responsibly in the middle of page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. So as we now live in a period that is getting darker, definitely darker than it was even 5 years ago, certainly darker than 10 years ago, we continue to work for and believe in the vision of a world redeemed, a world more like the world that God intended when God created the world and human beings. We continue with Mi Chamocha, the words we sang after we crossed the Sea of Reeds to freedom on page 40.
Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha rahu v'necha, bokeh hayam litnei Moshe u'Miriam, זה אליענו ואמרו, זה אליענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
The next blessing that we have is called Hashkivenu. And we have sung here in the past a Dan Nichols tune. We've read the English, where we have read the Chatimah, that one line of Hebrew, on page 43. Under the English, the words Baruch Atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Amo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. And tonight we are going to learn another version of the Hashkivenu prayer set to music. I hope everybody has the song sheet. This is by Jeff Klepper. And just so you know, he wrote Shalom Rav that we sing and a lot of other things, along with Dan Friedlander. So I have asked Elliot to help walk us through it, and then we can sing it together.
So I'll sing a little bit for you all, and then everyone just sing back what you hear, and we'll practice it a couple times so we can sing it together. It starts like this. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom. So let's all sing that together. Baruch atah Adonai. Oh, I'm sorry, let me get that a little bit better. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom. And the next line sounds like this. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Let's sing it. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Do you all want to try that whole thing together? Yeah, a couple of nods. So I'll sing it once, and then you all sing the whole thing back with me. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Now with everyone. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Now the chorus sounds like this. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo v'al Yerushalayim shalom. So let's sing a little bit together. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo. And here's what the last part sounds like. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. And let's hear that from everyone. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. So we've heard all the parts a couple times. I'll sing it through. It goes A, B, A. So you'll get a couple chances to sing everything. Let's sing it together. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo v'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael.
That was really lovely. Thank you, Elliot. And we can try and add that to our singing. So good job, everybody. We're going to continue our singing on the top of page 44 with Vishamru.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Where's my text? Is it כי ששת ימים? כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני, השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת והניפש, שבת והניפש, שבת והניפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We're going to continue with the Amidah, page 46. and we will continue on the even-numbered pages. So I invite you to rise physically or in spirit as we open the ark.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hamorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'nehem, למען שימו בו באהבה, מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחייל הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We continue on page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levarcha b'yirah na'avod. So on page 58 and 59, our next benediction is the Hoda'ah, which comes from the verb lehodot, to thank. Thanking God is one of the things that we do during worship, but we know that we have fixed prayers, and we also have prayers that come from our own hearts. So we will pass the mic, and if there is something that you are thankful for, you're welcome to share it with us, and if you'd prefer to pass, that's okay too. I I am grateful that, well, I'm grateful for so many things, but I'm grateful that my daughter turned 17 yesterday and that she celebrated up at camp, which is a place that she loves, surrounded not by campers, but by some counselors, because most people aren't up there yet. And most importantly, she got to skip around the room, which is a tradition at camp, and she's never been at camp in May. She'll be a counselor this year. So she skipped around the room and got the shirt, and I'm happy for her that she got to do something that she has never been able to do.
I'm thankful for AW and my family and community and being here. And so.
Well, I'm also thankful for Carolyn and Temple and to life.
Couple things. One, my wife had a double mastectomy about 2.5 months ago, and she's recovering so well, and she's doing great, and she's healthy. And more than anything, I'm grateful for that. And that my dear friend and sponsee gave me a copy of the Tao of Pooh, which is a wonderful book.
Yeah, well, I'm healthy. I'm grateful for being healthy and relatively happy in my family.
I'm grateful for my husband, Steve. I've been, having some medical issues, and he's been very caring and understanding throughout all of this turmoil.
Besides family, friends, I'm thankful to be in a position since I retired that I can follow my passion with music, which when I was earning a living was greatly restricted.
I'm grateful because 2 weeks from now, Zena and I will be going on vacation with almost our entire family. The first time that we've ever all taken a vacation together, and we're really looking forward to it.
I'm very thankful for all of my family being in good health. So.
Of course, I'm very grateful for my family and my friends and my chosen family, and I'm very grateful to be healthy. I have to give a big shout out to my yoga teachers for the past 2 years, because they've taught me a lot about self-care, and I'm healthier than I've ever been.
Thank you to everybody who shared. We clearly have a lot of blessings amongst us tonight. So we're going to continue with our prayer for peace as we sing Shalom Rav, which can be found on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yal Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב יל ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב יל ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
At this time, we turn our thoughts to our loved ones who are in need of prayers of healing tonight, healing of body, mind, spirit. Our prayers are with Sherry Davies, Leah Dolman, Malia Willis, Judy Yesowich, Lev Dickerman, Carla Dunbar, John Lermit, Nash Zaid, Jim Todd, Madeline Scarborough, Sharon Pratt, Steve Duval, Susan Charlton, Austin Naamani, Carrie Kaplan, Stephen Rossichan, Karen Pass, Myra Tallenfeld, Frank Tallenfeld, Christopher Manicus. And if you'd like to add the name of a loved one for us to keep in our prayers, you're welcome to say their name aloud as we pass the mic. And then we will go straight into our silent prayer after we sing Misha Berach, which can be found in the middle of page 253.
Dave and Polly Brucker.
Linda Allison Strong, Justin Strong.
Faye Coven, Michelle Elsoffer.
Oksana Brudner, Gaba Gavi, Igor Pergam, Igor Brenstein, John Pample, Larry Goldwyn, Bill Robarts, Rita Shoemate, Leah Dolman, and Patty Malka.
Russell Bertrow.
The middle of 253.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'hakol Yisrael. 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 Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
So this week's Torah portion is from the book of Numbers, and it's Parashat Naso. And there are a few very short lines that we find in this Torah portion that most of us have heard many, many times. In fact, we even heard them last week. We know it as the priestly benediction, one of the oldest prayers known. So, chapter 6 of Numbers, verse 22, begins saying, Adonai spoke to Moses, speak to Aaron and his sons, and this is what you shall say. Thus shall you bless the people of Israel. Say to them, and then we know, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may Adonai deal kindly with you and graciously with you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God bestow favor upon you and grant you peace. And then it says, thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I will bless them. So this is a side note, and then I'll get back to my remarks. From the Women's Torah Commentary, there's this paragraph that's interesting. It says, in 1979, archaeologists discovered in Jerusalem 2 small silver scrolls dated to the late 7th or early 6th century BCE, before the Common Era, inscribed with a text nearly identical to the priestly benediction that I just read. It says, although their function remains unknown, these silver scrolls provide the earliest known parallel to a biblical text and probably served as protective amulets. Now, there's another comment in that commentary that says that when we have at the end, when it says, thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel and I will bless them, when they say link, literally place my name on them, in other words, with amulets. And these silver scrolls that they found, tiny, were meant to be worn. So that's very interesting. And I always find that one of the greatest indicators that Jews were in Israel is archaeological evidence. And this is 6th, 7th century before the Common Era. So it's a long time ago. But moving on. So this idea, God should bless you and keep you. And a key word line, thus shall you bless the people of Israel. we know that in other faith traditions, objects can be blessed. Someone can bless a home, someone can bless a counter, I've heard. They may, where I used to live, they had a community center to help the homeless, and I was with the Archbishop. I was invited, and he blessed the building, and he sprinkled water. So we know that there are traditions that bless inanimate objects. And if you've been here on a Friday night when we have had guests who are not Jewish, I oftentimes explain before we recite Kiddush and before we recite Motzi that we are not blessing the wine and making the wine, or in our case, the grape juice, holy, and we're not making the bread holy. We bless God who creates the fruit of the vine, and we bless God who brings forth bread from the earth. And it might sound like a insignificant or a minor, just semantics, but it really is more than that. I know there are times, and I know I'm not the only rabbi, when someone comes and says, hey, we just moved, can you come bless my house? And I politely say, well, do you mean to hang a mezuzah? And they say yes. And depending on the person, the amount that I will, the level, I'm sorry guys, I'm not feeling great, so I'm kind of like, my head's a little, and my voice is going, but how much I explain about that varies on the person. But my point is, when we hang a mezuzah, even though we say a blessing, it's called Chanukat HaBayit, a dedication of the house, right? So we're dedicating, we're not blessing the house. And we say the blessing for doing the mitzvah of hanging the mezuzah. So we're not blessing the house, we're making the house holy, okay? And the idea of bless the people of Israel, this blessing is a blessing over the people. Or what we mostly do, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign of the universe. So either there's a blessing that God should bless us, or usually it's we bless God for something, okay? And when I was in my former pulpit, I received a phone call. Nearby was a highway, and they had a truck stop. And I was called, and I was asked if I would come and bless the trucks. And I nicely explained that in our tradition, we don't bless inanimate objects. I said, tell me a bit more of what you're looking for. We have something called Tefillat HaDerech, a blessing, the traveler's prayer, right? Like I can say a blessing over your drivers if that's something you're interested in. No, he wanted me to bless the trucks, and so that they would be kosher. Well, I had never heard of a kosher truck wash. I did again affirm that we don't, bless trucks, but I said I would look into it. Well, sure enough, there is such a thing as a kosher truck wash. It was very interesting. When you have if you have a cylinder, like carrying olive oil, milk, something like that, liquid, you have to take out whatever's in there, and then you clean it, and then you load up the next thing to be transported. Well, in most truck washes, I came to find out, the water, once it goes in and cleans, it does get recycled and it goes in again. And also the temperature is lower than that of a kosher truck wash. Now, there are some places along some highways where certain bays are kosher, and some have just made every bay kosher. So what does it mean to have a kosher bay? Number one, there has to be a rabbi there, a mashgiach. Someone has to be overseeing it. The water that is used, none of it is reused to go in the truck again, right? Because so much of kashrut is what touches what. So if you can just follow this, if the water touches something, right, and now it's going to, and now you're going to have a kosher product, like olive oil that you want to say is kosher. Whatever was in there before couldn't have touched it, right? It wasn't kosher. So also the temperature at which the water, the truck is, or the water that washes the truck is higher. And once they load the truck, they put a seal on the back and they put the number written down. So when it gets to the next stop, they take out the bill of lading. I did this in the shoe business as well. And I looked at the seal and I made sure that the same number that was on the seal, the metal seal, matched the number on the paper. That's how I knew nobody had opened the truck. In my case, no one along the way stopped and took out some cases of Timberlands, right, and kept going. But in this case, that nobody had any ability to come in contact with whatever was in the truck. So I called the man back, and I said to him, there is a kosher truck wash. Well, the truth is, he was not interested in a kosher truck wash. What he wanted was to pay me, he wanted to pay me $100 for each truck that I would bless. And of course, I didn't do it. $100 per truck to bless the truck so he could say it was kosher. So I tried to help him understand that if he tried to pass his goods off as kosher when they're not, there could be some serious legal consequences. I just, gave him that information for him to do with as he wanted. But that, made, when I was thinking about this Torah portion that we don't bless inanimate objects, nobody would come and bless the truck, right? Even if it was the products were kosher, it was the process that was used, right? Both to make the product and then put it into the truck. That's what would make it kosher, not some person like me standing there, even though I was a rabbi, saying a blessing, right? That doesn't do it. So when we think of blessings, our tradition teaches us, by the way, to say 100 blessings each day. And that could be a topic for another night, but the idea of being blessed and blessing is something that we do take seriously, but we keep in mind that our blessings come from God. Shabbat Shalom.
I have the great pleasure of giving the announcements for tonight. Okay, so the first announcement is that Saturday morning service will start at 10:30 here, but it will not be streamed. Okay, next week, next Friday night, June 5th, we're going to start a new Shabbat program. Come schmooze and nosh with us during our happy half hour. So this is before services. Come at 6 o'clock to 6:30 and enjoy schmoozing with fellow congregants and having a nosh. Our annual meeting, Temple Shalom's annual meeting, will be on Sunday, June 14th. We have a brunch first, and that starts at 9:30, and you can start checking in to the meeting at 10:30, and the actual meeting will start at 11 a.m. Please make every effort to attend in person, because at this meeting, we elect the new board members and approve the budget, and there will be a summary of some of the issues that I know most of you are interested in, our move and the sale of the building. This coming Sunday, Watts, that's Women of Temple Shalom, have their final meeting and a brunch. It will be from 11 to 1 at Ellen Gray's house. And there's details about it in the lobby and also in the last email blast. Okay, as most of you know, this is the third year of Kadima. We have a donor that has agreed to give our congregation $75,000 if we raise $75,000 each of the 3 years. And we're in the third year of this program, and we are asking you to consider donating, as our goal is to have 100% of our congregants participate in the program. And we're getting close to that. Okay. And if we don't make the 75,000, we don't get the match. The Dolmans, who are a Temple Shalom family, are having a difficult time. Their young daughter is in the hospital, the Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, and I believe she's been there for a couple months, almost a couple of months. More than 2 months. So one way to be involved in this is to send an email to Hannah. And for those of you that get the Temple Shalom emails, her email address is there. She would love to hear from people. I mean, as I said, they've been in Cincinnati for so long. And there's been up and downs with Leah. Another option is to send a DoorDash gift card. They would appreciate that, as hospital food is not the greatest. Yeah. Another way to support Temple Shalom is by purchasing a cash book. It's a coupon book. It's cost $20. You'll be able to save on groceries, local restaurants, fun activities in Louisville, and 10 of those $20 comes back to the congregation. There's Kroger coupons. Alone, you save $60 with those coupons. So it's a good deal. If you want to purchase it, contact LaTanya in the Temple office or Matt Doctorow to make a purchase. Okay, this is long. Louisville synagogues are organizing men and women basketball squads for half-court inter-congregational tournament, tentatively set for June 14th, which is the day of the annual.
It's probably going to have to be later. My guess is, I know it's tentative, but my guess will be later.
Okay, probably be later in the afternoon, okay?
Or even later.
Or even later.
It would definitely be after the annual meeting in the afternoon.
Okay.
I'm saying there's a chance it's even going to be later in the summer.
Okay.
Give us more time to practice and get ready.
Okay. Now, it says here that it's for fun and it's not a highly competitive event, so don't worry about how good you are in basketball. And if you're interested in playing, just RSVP to LaTanya in the office. And that is an easy address to remember. Information at Temple Shalom KY. At Temple Shalom KY. What is it? .org, that's right. More details about all of these events can be found in the weekly email. Okay. So if you're not receiving that, again, contact LaTanya to be added to the mailing list. I want to thank Elliot today for leading us in music, and I'd like to thank Lori for streaming services tonight, and thanks to all of you who have participated. Shabbat Shalom.
We are yes.
What they said in what I saw for bingo was that May 25th, and I didn't know whether it was an old list or a new list.
I will pass that on to the editor. And regarding bingo, regarding who's volunteering next week. So thank you, and we can probably get an email out to those who are actually volunteering. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. We're going to continue on the bottom of page 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. If you are here to recite Kaddish for a loved one, you're invited to rise when their name is read aloud. Tonight, we remember Julius L. Cohen, Abe Hoffman, Michael Jackowitz, Rose Kay, Shlomo Kleckner, Phil Kornstein, Bernice Krinsky, Evelyn Levine, Sandra Levinstone, Gilbert Mooney, Jesse O'Brien, Lillian Pass, Mary Satin, Miriam Sticker, Ellen Walton, and we are in a period of Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning, for Nelson Goodman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may they rest in peace as we rise and join together in the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. And rising in spirit is always an option. We join together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash v'shmei Rabbah be'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayeichon uvyomeichon uv'chayei dochol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam olamei olmaya yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit haleh v'yit halal shemei dekudasha barichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirchata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimeru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, amen. Please be seated. Our concluding song tonight can be found on the bottom of page 330, Ki Eshmera Shabbat. When I keep Shabbat, God keeps me, and it talks about our connection with God.
Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti le'ol mehad beno veni. Oti le'ol mehad beno veni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni.
Turn to someone near you and wish them Shabbat Shalom.